darkest night, from the sunny day. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something from the stormy seas, from the brightest days, from the darkest nights, from the sunny from the stormy seas, from the brightest days, from the darkest nights, from the sunny
Okay, here we are. Sorry for the bit of a false start there. I have to use the new studio now. It looks like Creator Classic is pretty well cut off for me. So there was an extra button to push that I missed until a few moments into the song. Anyway, I want to say hello to those of you who could make it at this very odd time. Laura Skullcram, very lovely to see both of you. My thanks to Deep State Misinformation, Disinformation earlier for wishing me well and a speedy recovery, as have all of you, and it's very much appreciated, and I'm sure it'll do a lot towards getting me along the way. Okay, so what's going on? First of all, let me just recapitulate. I had a major disc blowout. My disc between my 12th thoracic and my first lumbar vertebrae basically exploded into my spinal column. It was strangling my spinal cord. Any type of movement in my lower body created huge spasms, and with that, I'm embarrassed to say, a lot of screaming pain. I don't normally scream, but it was that bad. But I'm better. That's all behind me. It's all behind me. Picasso Knows has done a great job nursing me through these past 10 days of post-surgical bliss. I've stopped taking my Percocets. They've given me a lower level painkiller for anything that may come up in the next couple of months, but I doubt very much I'll need to take them. I don't know how the healing looks right now. I don't know how the spine looks. I had an X-ray today, my first post-surgical X-ray that I was at least awake for, and I didn't see the results. They don't have film reading panels in the section that I was in. None of that goes on. Perhaps my next appointment, which is on December 2nd, perhaps then. All right, now to the future of the channel. First of all, as we all know, December 9th is the drop for the Horowitz IG report on the FISA abuses by the FBI in order to get at least the Carter Page FISA. I'm still saying out loud that I believe Papadopoulos and well, it's already been proven that Flynn was being recorded, so I don't even have to say that. But I still believe Papadopoulos had been FISA'd well before March of 2016. So we'll read that. Now I am in a brace, so in a very hard shell back as well, and they have adjustments for waist tension and all that. This is a very complicated brace. It's even got underarm pads, so when you sit down, if the chest brace raises up too high, it keeps it from punching you in the throat, which I appreciate greatly because I have a very sensitive throat. So I should be able to manage the reading just fine. There may be the odd break. Hopefully I won't have to consume any pharmaceuticals during the event, but we'll see. But it won't hurt me. This is what I'm saying. It won't hurt me. But here's the thing I have to say. I don't know if any of you have been paying attention to the new terms of service that YouTube is going to put out on December 10th, put into effect on December 10th. It doesn't look good. That's all I can say. One of the things in the TOS is that they will no longer be supporting, quote, non-commercially viable channels. And as you know, I've turned off ads on any of the last 2 months of videos that I've made. I've decided not to do that anymore, but I have left them on for previous things, and just for grins, because I think I'm making about 80 cents a day, and that'll take a long time for YouTube to cut me a $50 check. So it was ridiculous for me to even do it, and I apologize for the inconvenience that those ads caused any of you. But blah blah blah. But non-commercially viable. This channel is not commercially viable. I never cared for it to be. It was never meant to be. I'm happy with it where it is. I'm delighted with the people it has attracted. Just looking at the chat right now, Skullcram's there. Justifiable Freedom, lovely to see you. Laura Weekly, of course. And, as I mentioned earlier, disinformation. Ray Kimbrell, Jason Lord Surratt, all of these great people. I've become very attached to all of you. And I don't know how much longer this channel is going to be here. There's nothing I can do to make it commercially viable. I don't care to. So we may lose it. So what is the future then? We'll have to go to DLive. Now I haven't formatted my DLive account yet, but by the 9th I will have it put together, and I will have a link in the description for you to go to so we can stream there. DLive is a fairly robust streaming platform. It does have an excellent chat feature. It has some kind of weird economic system that I've never really understood. Basically, don't worry about giving me lemons. That I wouldn't know what to do with them. But that's where we're going to have to wind up. Hopefully, ultimately, BitChute will bring in the streaming platform like we've all been talking about, which I think we're going to have to wait as long for as we have the Horowitz report. But until the meantime, DLive will be our best bet. Now, there is one thing with DLive that I have to mention. They do hold you accountable for what is said in your chat. Now, this chat I am not worried about. You guys are just professionals. That's all there is to it. But we may attract other people in DLive, and hopefully that we won't get trolled. Because if we do, I may have to actually ask somebody to be a moderator, which I would hate, absolutely hate. But if it's the difference between giving somebody a wrench and losing the channel, well, it's pretty obvious what we'd have to do. Yeah, justifiable, right? Like, yeah, it's very possible. Now, the one thing is, it used to be when you wanted to communicate with anyone on YouTube, you had to have a YouTube account, which automatically opened up a channel for you. Now I wonder that they're going to have to stop that. They're going to have to make it an opt-in. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's basically it, you guys. So sorry for the bad news, but I think we could all have seen this coming when Google bought YouTube, because YouTube is a incredibly infrastructure dependent system. There's a lot of data being stored on a lot of systems, and that costs money. That costs a lot of money. And YouTube has been losing money ever since Google bought it, upwards of millions of dollars a year. And they've screwed it over with the adpocalypses, starting almost 2 years ago now. About, 19 months ago, 18 months ago? So YouTube has drilled themselves in the foot, and now we have to pay for it. I will keep an eye on my YouTube email, and when I get the death notice, I'll alert you all immediately. So, I'll see you on the 9th. What I'll do is I will give my normal notice once it comes out, and I have a copy of it in hand. I'll give you all about an hour head start, and then I'll get the stream going. And I'll obviously put up a notice as quickly as possible. I expect it'll come out around 9 or 10 real time, 8 or 9 central. So we'll probably get going about our normal time of 11 a.m. Central Time. 12 to or 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. real time. So we'll get through it. I understand it's very lengthy. It'll take us a number of days, I'm sure. I will read as long as I can until my back starts to give out, if it does, and I will give you a heads up on that. I'll be able to tell when it's coming. Laura, that's very kind of you. Thank you. I will do that. I will send that out on the email. I think I have you and one other. I think you and Ray are in my email right now. So I'll get it out to you too, and that'll disseminate quite nicely. And again, I'll put the link in the description as often as possible. I'll get on that between now and the 9th. So I'm going to give you lovely people back your day. Thank you all for coming. It means the world to me. And I hope this message gets out to everybody else who cares to see it. In the meantime, as always, be well. God bless. Happy trails. Thank you all for coming.
I learned something. I hope I learned something. I hope I learned something from the stormy seas, from the brightest days, from the darkest nights, from the sunny days. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something from the stormy seas, from the brightest days, from the darkest nights, from the sunny hope we learned something. I hope we learned something. I hope we learned something from the stormy seas, from the brightest days, from the darkest nights, from the sunny